coronavirus. Why isn't the state of Missouri testing at the same rate as other parts of the country?
Well, we think we're testing at the rate we should be testing at. You know, we got plenty of tests in the state of Missouri. You know, we're trying to make sure everybody that, from a medical perspective, that thinks like they need to be qualified to be tested, we're testing. I don't know if that's been turned down for that.
Well, we've heard from people who've said, I took my spouse, they came back from overseas, they have a fever, and the doctor said, sorry, these are the state guidelines.
Well, I think you're back to the medical professions. You're going to have to trust their opinion like you would any other disease or any other virus that's out there. I mean, I think the medical professions are the ones who should be in charge of that.
Forgive me. I think in this case, the doctor is saying they want to test, but they can't because the state either is.
I've not heard that. I've not heard that where a doctor said they can't test because of the state. I haven't heard that at all.
We know given he's at Concordance, we're excited about showing him, and a big point in the governor being here is you may have heard about the Second Chance Act that the state and Concordance were just awarded. We may want to ask him a little bit about that.
Certainly, we also have a public health emergency.
Yeah, we have a lot of questions for our viewers.
I know, but he's here.
We'll be happy to ask him about that. Go ahead, Kim.
So, Governor, we've just been now hearing for the NCAA game in St. Louis that they're saying it's going to be staff and limited family members. We know the Ohio governor has said, we don't want fans there. Are you planning to make a similar call for Missouri?
We're going to leave that up to the local levels right now. I've got confidence here in St. Louis with the people in charge of that to make those calls. I think every community will be a little different no matter what part of the state you're from. Right now, again, we're here to support these communities on the local level, and they're going to have to make those decisions for what they want. I don't think the state has the business come in here and start shutting something down or say who can go and who can't on the local areas. I still think as long as they can handle those situations, they're competent enough to be able to do that, I think that's the way we should do it.
The federal health officials, the federal health officials are saying you really should avoid any situations, events that have large crowds, 5,000 or more people. So how do you assure these fans or anyone going to these events that they're going to be safe and they're taking the necessary steps to protect them?
I think it's a common sense approach. You got to feel if you're sick and you don't want to be around somebody that's possibly sick, then don't go. I mean, I think it's up to the individuals to do that. I think the priority for everybody should be is to take care of themselves. What is the risk for you as the individuals? And I think if you're sick or if you're an elderly person, you got to think twice about where you're going right now and use precaution to it. I hope everybody knows that. I think the media's doing a good job. We're trying to put that out to make sure everybody understands that part of this is, the majority of this is going to come down to the individuals. It's not going to come down to government to be able to fix this. It's just going to come to, and it's a virus. It's a virus like anything else.
We've heard some governors say they're not getting enough tests from the federal government. Are you getting what you need?
Yeah, we've got all we need. We're well prepared for that. I talked to the vice president this week earlier. I think they had 1 million they sent out on Monday. They got another 4 million they're sending out by the end of this week. But Missouri, we're well shaped right now with the test kits.
Governor, what's the criteria for testing in Missouri specifically?
I think that's up to the medical profession, just like any other virus. And maybe Sam, the county executive, be able to answer that for you on the medical side of it. But, that's up to the doctor to decide that. You got the fever side of it, you got the respiratory side of it, the things that they do. But that's up to the medical staff to kind of figure that out.
There are reports that Missouri people they've been on trips abroad, have symptoms like coronavirus, but are being told because they weren't in the hot zones like China or Iran or Italy, they're not being tested in Missouri.
That's not true from the state portion. We've never had a message like that at all. If you come back from overseas, no matter where you've been, if you feel like that you have the symptoms of that, we're going to encourage you to go to a medical doctor to find that out. I don't think anybody would be encouraging not to do that. And I think the medical profession has been very cooperative with that. And the county's levels on the health departments have all been very in tune to what we need to be doing.
We are having conflicting reports. We're getting some numbers from the county saying everyone's cleared, and then we're hearing from the state, no, that's just not true. What would you say your administration's doing to make sure that people are on the same page? And were you even aware that A, we're having conflicting reports, and B, we're often calling the State Department of Health and not getting calls back? We're having trouble getting a hold of them, especially after 5. What do you do to make sure that the public gets the information when they need around the clock?
Well, one, as the governor, I've been making weekly calls to everybody around the state. That's mayors, county commissioners, public health officials, everybody we can reach out to. Hundreds upon hundreds we're making that call out to every week to try to inform them on the updates on that. As far as how many people's been tested in the state of Missouri, I think it's important. There's been about 46 so far as I know of as I stand here. 45 of them has been negative. We know which one of those positive went up here. But, we're continuing to go every day with that, and we're responding to questions as they come in, trying to make sure that people are emailing questions in. We've got a 1-800 phone number we put up today in the state to be able to answer those questions. And I think we're doing a good job in the state of Missouri. Again, I'm telling you, it's just making people sure they're aware and they have the facts to what this is, and you take precaution for it.
Were you aware, though, of conflicting reports between the county health department and the state health department?
We've got another event.
All right.
Thank you,
Were you aware of those? Were you aware of those?
Well, I'm
Thank you
sorry
very much.
we didn't get to talk about that issue on that.
That's all right.
We
No concordance questions.
Tell us
You're
all
here
about
in front
it.
of
We
No,
got
we've got
priorities.
them
I'm sorry.
we got a good partnership with the
Yeah.
state.
This is.
We're very appreciative.
I know you guys are here on
We've
the
got to go.
emergency side of it, but if you get a chance to talk to him about the program a little bit today, there's a lot of good things going on in the state. Trying to figure out how we put people in the workforce and some of the people that they're working with in the programs they have is exactly what we need to do for the future for the workforce of this state. So it was good to be here today. I thank you for what you're doing on that, and look forward to coming back again someday and we'll talk about workforce a little more. Thank you all.
Appreciate it. Thank you.